Hi, this is Steve Roy, author of the Killer Stand-Up online course. Many comedians are under the false impression that they must write their stand-up comedy material from a blank piece of paper in a way that reads funny, and somehow, as if by magic, that process is supposed to work to get big laughs on stage. In this video, I'm going to expose some of the problems associated with this flawed approach to developing stand-up comedy material, especially if you want to get big laughs on stage. One problem with trying to write stand-up comedy material in the literary sense is that we are taught from a very early age to write in a way that is meant to be read. In other words, we are taught to write much differently than we talk. If you don't believe that, simply make an audio recording of your half of any phone conversation that you have, then transcribe a couple of minutes of that conversation. It will become readily apparent that how you communicate when you speak is certainly not designed to be read, and that we talk much differently than we are taught to write. It should also be obvious, but most comedians miss this important aspect of stand-up comedy material, and that is, audiences don't read stand-up comedy material. They experience it as it is being delivered and expressed by the comedian. Another problem with trying to write stand-up comedy material in the literary sense from a blank piece of paper or word processor is that any literary type of writing process only involves words. Well, words alone are one-dimensional. On the other hand, stand-up comedy is a three-dimensional performing art that involves a combination of words, the visible body language and facial expressions, and the audible voice inflection and tone variations as the comedy material is being delivered by a comedian. If you have reviewed my video on comedy mechanics, then you already know that words alone only account for 7% of your laughter power as a comedian, which leads me to this. Because powerful stand-up comedy that gets the big laughs involves much more than just words alone, most stand-up comedy material that will actually work on stage for you will not read funny on paper. There are some great examples of this in the 5 free lessons available at killerstandup.com, where I transcribe 2 brief stand-up comedy routines by famous comedians word for word. Then I provide the videos of these comedians performing their routines. You can see for yourself that these stand-up comedy bits don't read funny at all, yet they generate huge laughs for the comedian, as evidenced in the stand-up comedy videos. Here's what I want you to get from this video. Trying to write a stand-up comedy routine that reads funny on paper and will actually work to get decent laughs on stage is very, very difficult and can take a very long time to get results, especially if you're working on one joke at a time. But if you know how to select topics that activate your sense of humor, know how to write down and structure what you want to say to an audience, and you know how to capitalize on all your comedy talent and not just words alone, right from the beginning of the comedy material development process, you can literally produce mounds of stand-up comedy material that will work for you in a very short period of time. That's what the Killer Stand-Up online course is specifically designed to do.